Hey guys, how's it going? Kripparrian here. So in the quest to find one of the best decks out there without using a single legendary, epic, or rare card, I of course started off with a Hunter. We made a video for you guys a few days ago in regards to that one, and it is a pretty successful deck nevertheless. I wanted to try to explore what else could be done, and this might just be one of the best versions out there. It's not exactly a Zoolock. The Zoolock kind of needs some of the high rarity cards. You're going to need those jugglers, you're going to need that Leroy finisher, among a few other fairly precious options. You can't just go Zoolock. You can't play a Zoolock with 60% of the cards. It doesn't work out that well because your finish potential ends up being board control. And if you're running underpowered cards or board control, you can't just make a bad version of Zoolock free to play and expect much success. So we didn't. This is not Zoolock. This is Swarm Lock. This is a deck that is based around just spamming out boards like crazy. If you can imagine kind of like a token druid deck, you just board after board after board, tons of minions, one card, 3 minions is like in the average like 2 minions per card basically. And the main finisher is the Sapper. The Sapper is a card that whenever one of your minions dies, you do 2 damage to your opponent's face. So you play that when you have a full board. It's kind of like if your opponent has a giant taunt, instead of silencing and going face, you just play the Sapper and run all of your stuff into the taunt doing direct face damage. And if ever comes a point where they don't remove the Sapper, you can just board clear your own board to deal a ton of face damage. It's surprisingly effective, and even though the footage you're about to see is from my free-to-play account, it's fairly low-ranked stuff. Just about all of my games were against Tier 1, Tier 2, and maybe a few Tier 3 decks in there. People are playing really good decks at low ranks right now. I guess the new player wave of the new expansion has died off largely, or maybe they're in the lower ranks. So that's what it is. Enjoy the deck. Link is below, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
No, I think I just want lackeys. Lackeys all day, everywhere. Lackeys. Oh yeah, Meta Breaker. You haven't even seen my finisher yet. You don't like Scale Hide in this deck? That's fair. Scale Hide is good at controlling really small things. I don't know, I kind of like it, but we'll see. That's really solid. Oh my god.
Double time and double pay.
Hit it very hard.
I went second, by the way. That was my 4th turn.
Unity, precision, perfection.
It's not bad, it's not bad. Damn. I couldn't quite find lethal. Yes, I'm playing on EU right now. Grim Rally looks good, but it's not common. Commons only, boys. I have bills to pay, okay? I can't afford rare cards or something. It sounded good, okay?
You win.
I have 2 EU, 1 Asia, and 1 NA. But I typically just play my NA account. I used to play all of them. I used to keep up with quests and all that kind of crap on all of them all the time. But then Main Streets of Gadgetzan came out, and then I realized it's actually not at all fun to play against J Druids. because even the dumbest Jade Druids were roughly as good as the best Jade Druids. So, yeah. And the problem with Jade Druid played by a good player or not a good player was that it beat every single deck that wasn't a meta deck. If you're like, hey, I'll just play mid-range and outplay my opponent, Jade Druid says no. You will not beat the original Jade Druid by just playing well with a mid-range deck. You will not. Stormwind Champion. Stormwind Champion kind of costs a lot, though. Let's start the Smork train, I guess. Oh, right, that can't attack yet. Oh. Sure. Probably should have played that, though. 3/1/1s. I should have played it. Boar. You guys always tell me that Rush can go face. I just thought I'd give it a try, okay? Oh, that's probably the rezzing thing, isn't it? Yeah, probably. Okay. I'm screwed. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, that's kind of bad. 8, 6. Oh. Okay. I don't know, this is actually looking pretty good.
Unity, precision, perfection.
Okay. Slightly less good now. Next turn, you'll see why this is called Sapper Lock, alright? Unless we get like equality or something, and then I guess you won't.
Pain, speak to me.
Got something to hide? Who wants to play?
Alright. Don't really want to give him a whole bunch of cards. I mean, if he wants to self-inflict some damage, you know, that's his call.
Reporting for duty.
Okay.
I see red.
Bombs are nice here. Very hard for him to clear without dying. Okay, I guess that does the trick. Oh, actually, I can tap too. Cool. Well, we dealt with 2 Ziliacs. Ziliacs ain't nothing. Oh, Consecration now. That's a bit of a problem.
Got something to hide?
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll do this. We have 2 Hellfires, so eventually we'll run into them. In an attack. Oh, he plans on controlling the board and healing somehow. We've yet to find out how, though.
The victory is yours.
Oh, I guess he's also yet to find out. Alright, let's keep Rafam's scheme, because it should get relatively big relatively quickly if it's in the opening hand. At least that's the plan. Sure. Pretty weak hand. We have to kind of push it with what we have here. Oh wow, it's that deck, huh? Okay. Positioning wise, I should actually have the egg to one side, not in the middle. That's a bit of a misplay. Oh great. This is where everyone that's like, I told you to put in weapon removal. Yeah. This guy's still playing this deck. It's a good deck, but if you lose your weapon, you just instantly lose. Which is obviously not so good. I've only lost once against the Control Warrior, who basically had everything into hero. But I think there's a very high likelihood I lose to this deck. This is a pretty off-meta deck, but it loses to everything that runs weapon removal and aggro. Which is honestly all decks. But mine doesn't beat it, so... Sure.
How much is this worth to you?
He's gonna Shadows Step again. Fine, I'm just gonna do it. These decks typically run Sap for removal, but Sap doesn't really work if every time I play it, it's like pyroblasting him, so... Oh, damn it. I can't kill this weapon. Oh no, I should have put on the other side of the doggo because he's going to kill the raid leader. A few small misplays, but they add up. Alright.
A clever concoction.
Just losing to that weapon right now.
Who wants to play?
Why do you fall
I think if the sapper stays alive and I get a hellfire, I can actually win. Yep. Hellfire lethal. Come on.
Why do you fall? Hit it very hard.
I see red.
I'm sure there's something coming here.
Indeed. This one.
I take this.
No, it's not time to concede. I think I can still win. His answers have been very weak.
Double pay.
He's dead right now. Yeah. I don't think I've ever beat that deck without weapon removal before. That's a first.